All right, guys, I promise this is the last update on this Black Friday sale. I am uh, kind of exhausted from updating it, but it has changed for the final time. Now, this sale is just half off anything. And if you buy two or more, you get free shipping. Um, People were having a hard time understanding what buy one get one free meant. They were having a hard time understanding what the red price was versus what the black price was on Morph Market. So to prevent myself some headaches and too many inquiries from people that ever having a hard time with it, I just decided to make it as simple as possible for everybody. So the sale is 50% off of everything in the store. So if you see a black price, it is not 50% off. If you see a red price, it is 50% off already. The sales expire every 3 days when you put them on a Morph Market, so they're not constantly active. I just can't put a snake on sale permanently. It will expire after 3 days, so sometimes the prices will go black. 50% off is in red, black is not 50% off. There's a flat rate shipping of $50 per snake if you just buy one. So if your snake is half off at $450, you will be paying $50 in shipping. So your total will be $500. If you buy two snakes or more, shipping is free. And if you buy one of the $4,000 snakes, you'll get free shipping too. But for the lower, and most of the stuff in here, there's like 20 some listings that are under $1,000. If you just buy one, you're paying $50 shipping. I can't just keep eating cost after cost after cost. So that's what the sale is now. This will be kind of be probably until I clear these out. It's not necessarily only going to be Black Friday, but half off everything. It makes it very simple. Makes it something everybody can understand. If you inquire in lowball, I'm just going to answer you with a two-letter answer: NO. I know what the prices of these snakes should be. I know what the prices are. Half off. Half off of any of these snakes is going to be lower than anywhere else you're finding it on Morph Market. I know what the value of these snakes are. That's basically what I do all the time. It's why I've been so successful in selling snakes, is because I know what their prices are. And I understand when they're priced too high, and I understand when they're priced too low. So don't come in and lowball me. I'm not going to be cool with that. These are already priced very low. So you're getting a good deal on these snakes. So if you want them and you want healthy snakes, like this 3,000 gram spot nose clown here, then just buy it and be happy with the deal you're getting. So half off everything. Anything you see in there listed is half off, which is a fantastic deal. I have, like I said, I think I counted like 24 listings that are under $1,000, and I did that on purpose. There's a lot of snakes that I thought maybe should be a little over $1,000, even with half off. That I was like, you know what, I'm gonna drop the price down so that they're right at like $950 by themselves. And if you pay the 50 shipping, then you're at $1,000 even. I think that $1,000 plateau there is real for a lot of people. So I tried to keep it like right there. And then there's obviously the snakes that are a little above that too. I did, since I decided to do half off everything instead of buy one get one free. Even the Super OD DG het pied female is $4,000 right now. The Pastel NG DG clown female is $4,000 right now. So there's a lot of even higher end stuff that you can't buy on the market that I'm greatly reducing the price of. This girl here, for instance, she's a 3,000 gram spot nose clown. She's ready to breed and she's proven. And she's, I think, 6 or 650, which is insane. She's huge. She actually just shed. I didn't realize she was in shed to begin with when I took her picture this week. But she just shed, so she's looking nice too. So there's a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff in there. I actually. Inquiries seem to be picking up more today, and I'm recording this on Tuesday. It was a little slow to begin on I think Sunday and Monday, but I've probably had 4 to 5 inquiries just today alone. So I think those are going to start probably going up now that everybody's done with work for the week. I think a lot of people are done today on Tuesday, So I'm assuming Wednesday and Thursday when people are just sitting around eating, I'm assuming I'll probably start getting a lot more emails in, and definitely on Friday when people are off and shopping and stuff like that. So I'm really excited for the weekend to see what pops up. Like I said, I would be shocked if really a lot of these lower end snakes, or I should say cheaper snakes, not lower end, cheaper snakes are actually still available past this weekend, because they're all priced to kind of move. The more expensive stuff, yeah, there's a smaller crowd for those snakes because they cost more and they have a bigger price tag, and not everybody can afford a $4,000 snake. But if you are able to afford a snake like that, then those are probably snakes you want to grab because you're not going to really find them in that price range again. And there's been a couple people that have commented, "Are you getting out of the business?" No, I'm not. Just because I'm selling snakes doesn't mean I'm getting out of the business. Somebody said specifically, "Your rack's looking kind of empty." That's because I don't breed quantity. I've never bred for quantity. I don't believe in breeding for quantity. I'm actually a big opponent to people who do breed for quantity. I think it's the dumbest thing in the world, and I'm not going to do that. And that's actually part of the reason why I'm selling a lot of these females, is I kind of actually felt like I had too many. I was happy with my production from this past year and the value of those snakes. I think, what am I on? Clutch 15, 16. 16 clutches this year. 2 of them are still in the incubator. And I probably made more money than I did last year when I had mid-20s. And I really don't want to breed more than that. That's not what I'm looking to do. This hobby has way too many snakes as it is, and way too many snakes that are exactly the same. And when I'm breeding things, some of these snakes that I'm selling right now are the same as other things available because they're things that I purchased and planned on breeding and decided that I didn't want to go that way. But the stuff I'm breeding is not stuff other people are producing, which is why they're easier for me to sell, which is why I have no hatchlings left from this season. I have none in my racks except for the 3 that I just decided to list. I was actually going to keep them back as holdbacks, and I decided to list them because I really don't need to wait and raise them up for another 2 years. Those are the only 3 that I have left, and that's because it's easier to sell snakes when you're producing things that are a little more unique. So, obviously you have to get to that point. It's taken me 6 years to get here, but that's why I'm selling all these females that I have, because they're all just about ready to breed. I decided to get out of the Ultra Pied project. A lot of these clown females, or the clown het pied or pied het clown females, don't do anything in those projects for me. So I was like, you know what? I can't keep, like, I have 2 clutches in the incubator, and they were my Super OD YB Fire clown pied male. One was bred to a leopard pastel clown het pied, possible super leopard, who's actually for sale right now. And the other was to a pastel clown het pied, who I think already sold, or maybe she's for sale, I don't know. But they're both very similar clutches, and I don't want to produce, 20 babies that all have basically the same genes on them. I don't want a bunch of clutches that are basically exactly the same, which is why I'm selling a lot of these females, because they don't have anything different than other snakes. Some of them I just don't have plans for. So I decided to get rid of them, and it's better to have that money in my pocket than to not. And that's, I've touched on it in previous videos, just because I always kind of like to shed some light, put some transparency on stuff, is that I'm just trying to get out of debt personally. While I bought that DG clown pied male 2 months ago, and if I was getting out of the hobby, I wouldn't have bought that snake. So it kind of put a little bit of money back in my tab. I was just about ready to go profitable in the hobby after investing for 5-6 years. That put me a little bit back in the hole, but I only have like $9,000 left on my student loan, and I have at this point like $20,000 left now in my snake debt, and I just paid off my truck last week. I just paid it off. I'm debt free as far as the truck, so I have like 25, 30 grand left in personal debt other than my mortgage. And I just want that stuff paid off. Like, I'm tired of owing people money. And this sale, and why I'm just like, you know what? The way my mind works is once I make my mind up about something, I just want to do it. I want it done. And once I decided that, you know what? It feels good to have that truck paid off. I just want all this debt gone. I don't want to owe anybody anything anymore. And that's when I was like, you know what? I just need to do this. I have a bunch of holdbacks that I have uh, that are able to breed this year, and they're light years ahead of what I'm selling. And I don't want to make too much work for myself. So I was like, you know what? I just need to sell this stuff. I need to get rid of it. I need to, free up my time a little bit with the snakes. I don't want to have too much stuff in here. These 3 racks were almost full like a month and a half ago, which is obviously a lot of work if you have that many snakes. And I never set out to make that much work for myself. And so this is kind of like a purge. Basically, at the end of every year, I'm like, you know what? I don't need this stuff. I don't need this stuff. I don't need this stuff. This is what I'm going to continue to breed here. And that's where I'm at. And obviously, at the beginning of a year, you don't know how long your holdbacks are going to take to raise up. And to be quite honest, the stuff I breed typically grows faster than the stuff I buy from other people. I have 8 females in the hypo black axanthic pied project that are going to be ready to breed now, which is one of my primary breeding projects. I have a bunch of females that are clown het pied and DG het pied and clown het pied pos het MJ axanthic that I'm breeding. And those are my main projects: the DG clown pied, the black axanthic hypo pied, and the MJ lightning clown pied. Those are my main projects that I'm really working in, and I don't want to steer away from that too much. I also have a really nice clown male that has a bunch of genes that I'm still breeding them to other stuff. But those are my main projects. I want to stick to that. I don't want to veer too much from that. I don't want to overproduce. Sales take a lot of effort. The sales process takes a lot of effort. If you're not doing this, as a full-time job, it's a lot of work. So you really need to put effort into it. It's not, these snakes don't sell themselves right now like during COVID, where everybody had extra fund money to buy stuff. You have to work at it at this point in time. And I'm able to do that, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. And I'd rather just stick with the nicer snakes that kind of sell themselves rather than me constantly having to push the lower end stuff, which can be a harder sell, to be honest. The easier sells for me were the nicer snakes that I got in, that I sold them at a competitive price. Those are easier sales for me than stuff that everybody else is producing that, people want to kick tires and lowball you on, to be honest. So that's what it is. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. After these snakes are all sold that I have, and like, here's an example. This is a female that, to be honest, loved her, and I theoretically could use her in some other breeding project. I raised her up. She's something I produced. She's an ODYB Enchi Fire Leopard Pied. She's absolutely stunning. One of my favorite looking snakes, but she's just a pied. Now, I could take my DG Clown Pied and breed him to her and work in a bunch of extra genes into that project. But are there better females that I could be breeding him to? And if you only have a set number of females you can breed a male to successfully throughout a season, is this one of those females that I want to use him on? And so my answer to that was no. Now, this is a fantastic looking snake, and she is currently available still. And she's ready to go. She's about 1,400 grams. And she's a great snake that anybody would be happy with. But I'm not. I'm kind of too far past this. Now, I've raised her up for a year and a half, and I probably maybe should have sold her when she was a little younger, but I didn't. And so now I'm at the point where, you know what? I'm just like, it's time to go. Time to go. I just can't foresee myself breeding them together, especially when I have a pied double het DG clown, and I have another pastel Enchi DG clown that hasn't been bred yet, and I still have another super OD DG het pied female that I still need to breed. There's a bunch of other snakes I can breed that male to that will give me better odds at hitting better end recessives. I have two lightning pied females that are ready to go again, which I'm probably going to breed him to, which is adding in a fourth recessive into that. So there's so many different ways to take some of these snakes that I can't, just kind of be wasting them on plain spot-nosed clowns at this point. So that's where I'm at. I'm not selling off my collection. I am purging the stuff that isn't necessary so that I'm not part of the problem with overproducing. So that's it. Half off, Black Friday sale, indefinite, basically until all the stuff's sold. There's a lot of stuff. There's over 30 listings. So check them out. Hit me up. If you lowball me, you're getting a 2-letter answer. And if you're not lowballing me, I'm going to be very happy to have you as a new customer.